Oh, okay. You're sitting in the car. I'm gonna be
What?
like Stephanie. I'm
Yeah,
Stephanie
no.
King. Two cute girls with short hair. All right. Uh-oh, Jana. She's she's trying to be like us. You guys, you think I'd have it together over here. I hope you are wearing green so we don't have to virtually pinch you tonight. All right, we've got Tiffany is in, and Stephanie is here, and Chris is here. Let's see if we've got some new girls that have showed up that I haven't. So we got Jen, Jenny, Chris. Chris made it. All right, Jean. All right, welcome to the group, you guys. Thank you for your commitment. The truth is, before we get into training, we have, I think, 1 minute that I can just ramble. But there's something about, 14 days after a goal when you still show up. This is when the real champions arrive, right? Because it's easy to make that commitment the first 7 days, the 2 weeks. We start to get 2, 3 weeks into it. We really see who our leaders are and turning in all the, doing your weekly accomplishment sheet and doing the things that communicate to your director that you're playing ball. And so we're really excited to have you guys here. Um, we are getting started in about 30 minutes or 30 seconds. So hold tight and then we'll get right into our announcements. If you want to, you know what I'd like to know from you guys, because I'm sure that most of you are star consultants. Tell us in the chat what star prize you're picking. Or do you hold your prize points? I hold my prize points, and then I get something really nice and big and juicy at the end of the year before we go to seminar. So I get my travel outfits, I get fun travel accessories and so I try to not look at the all the fun prizes you can get until it's time to spend my money. So if comment below and let us know what you go. I see gift cards. That's what I like to do too. Let us know while we're waiting to get going here. Okay, actually, these block the light, which is kind of nice. Um, all right, so it is 8 o'clock, and we're going to start right on the dot. Congratulate yourself for being on time. You're going to get the whole party. You get it all. And so we're excited that you're here. And we're going to go over announcements. We're going to celebrate some of you a little bit because we hit a milestone with the end of the quarter, and then we're going to hear from Donna, our beautiful Donna Bay Scott, for training tonight on coaching, which I'm excited to hear from her. And remember, you guys, this is designed for you to not get too many ideas, but to hear something that really resonates with you and then implement it. We had career conference this past weekend, and I told a group of girls, I said, one of the best things that you can do for your director or your senior consultant is to actually implement the things that you hear, because it's the one of the greatest ways to inspire your leaders is to implement the things. And so I'm excited to hear from Donna. So let's get through the announcements. Some of these you're probably going to know about, but if you're relatively new or new to this particular training, uh, make a note if you need to ask some questions or ask questions in the chat, because we have several sales directors here that will be able to get in touch with you and answer the questions for you. Our Power Up Achievers, the great towel set. I know some of you have already earned it. We were showcasing it. Jana's got it there. We love it. I don't have mine here in front of me. But it is fun. We love the gifts from the company. When you do a 700 wholesale order within the month, you always get a great gift from the company. And this month it is a towel set. And so we love anything that says Mary Kay on it. You got to get it. And here's a little tip. If you don't get it and your friends do get it, all of a sudden you want it more than you thought you did because you didn't get it and they have it. So, okay. The other thing we want to talk a little bit about is PCP, Preferred Customer Program. Open enrollment started, I think, today, right? The 17th. And so that is open through April. And so make sure you know those dates. And it's 95 cents to send a book with samples out to your customer. Great service. I love this service. I've always loved this service. Preferred customer program to me means preferred customers. So my good customers get this privilege. It's sort of something I sell them on when they get the skincare, and they love getting it. And every house I've ever been to that's gotten a book from me, the book is open, the sample's ripped open, they've already tried it, like before everything else. And so we want to encourage you to enroll your customers in preferred customer program. For those of you that have not yet attended Career Conference, yours is coming up this weekend. So raise your hand if you went to Career Conference this past weekend. Anybody? Okay, a couple of us. I guess y'all over there in Kansas are going next week, huh? All right. Well, we went last week. It was amazing. I love the new structure, the way they set it up. And it's not too late to register on site. And so I want to just encourage you, if you need that extra push, to consider doing that, because it is something so wonderful about gathering together with all of your sisters at Career Conference like we used to do. Okay, let's talk about the starter kit. This is another announcement. We have the $20, you guys, Glow for It. I love the name, Glow for It. Okay. And so make sure you're sharing the opportunity, working full circle. You're going to get lots of points on your tracking sheet. I have my tracking sheets right here. You can't see it. Okay, right here in front of me, to remind myself what the points are for the week. And so when you share the opportunity, she has an opportunity to start with a $20 initial investment, and then she can do the $80 starter kit later, or do it all at once, which makes the most sense. And so we have several new people on here tonight that have the new starter kit, got the product, and ready to rock and roll, because you've got the tools that you need to get started. So the Glow for It is going on through the end of March. Okay, so you have half the month is already gone, right? So we have half a month to take advantage of that. Okay. Remember, if you are listening and you want to jot down in the chat, how are you, for those of you that were STAR consultants, and we're going to have you raise your hand in a second, how are you spending your points? What are you getting? Did you eyeball something that you're excited about? Okay. Let's move on to, what is my next announcement? We're going to talk about that in this. Okay, so let's find out who our STAR consultants are. Who were our last quarter STAR consultants? If you are a STAR consultant from last quarter, you know all the sales directors are, but let's get excited about our beauty consultants that were stars. Go ahead and celebrate yourself for doing it. I know I was at Career Conference with one of my besties, and she's been a star for 140 quarters. That's a lot of prizes, okay? Cleta the cheetah. We're gonna give her, some of your friends, you're like, okay. So yes, I enjoy getting a gift from the company. I enjoy getting gifts. It's my love language to receive gifts. Okay. All right, so we are excited to celebrate those of you, and a ton of you have come in since I started introducing everybody, but let me see if I can just look over here and see. I see Diana's there, Dolores, and Shannon and Michelle, and there's Melinda and Joyce. A lot of people have joined that I didn't see when I first got on there. Hey, Shay, what's up, girl? Okay, so of course, my eye gravitates to all my people, right? I love them. They stand out. I can't help it. So we have the privilege today to hear from our top 3 girls for the points that they submitted. And if you were just popping on, I want to reiterate for those of you, we are on our 3rd week of this training. And for those of you that have been here for 3 weeks, we just want to honor you for a quick second, because it takes a lot of courage, and it also takes a lot of commitment to continue to show up, turning in your points. I told my girls last week, you're going to start to see a separation. You're going to start to see the separation of the girls that are consistently working and the girls that worked really hard the first week and then started to slow down, because you're going to start to see points. We saw 5,000 points last week, I think, right? And then you're going to start to see 10,000 overall and 15,000 overall. And there's going to start to be a separation of the women that are working full circle. And I want to really encourage you to listen to what they say, because you're going to start to see some familiar faces, and take the trainings from the sales directors, because they've done it so well, and they have so much knowledge and things to offer you. So when I look at my training, I think, am I doing this right? We're just going to do the top three. Yes. Okay. All right. So this week we got our points turned in. And really quick, this is what I want to say. I told Jan I was going to say this, and I'm saying this in love because I know y'all love me. And for those of you that don't know me, my name's Allison Carter. I think I forgot to introduce myself. Good friends with all the sales directors here, and they asked me to help to jump in on this. When we enrolled, we have over 80 people enrolled, which I think is awesome. Give you guys like a round of applause. Okay. And I know we had 80 or 70 or some on the first call, and we're starting to see that the commitment, the time things, constraints and things that happen, and the points and the separations and things like that. And this week we had 19 people turn in their tracking. So I want you to just take a minute, take a cleansing breath, because we have 31 people on the call. So some of you aren't submitting your points. And here's what I want to say in love. If your points are 0, which they won't be because you'll have at least 50 points for being on here, turn your points in. Get willing to be uncomfortable, but be part of the win, be part of the track, be part of the team. Tell your director you're serious by being like, submit, because it's worth it. And if you're uncomfortable submitting low points, it's the next week you won't be uncomfortable because you'll do something about it. You know what I mean? I want to say I saw that with 80 some people, 89 people registered and 19 weekly accomplishment sheets. I felt like, okay, we got to do better. We got to turn our points in so we can see and be part of the game, and your director can help you more intentionally. Okay. All right. So we get the privilege of hearing quickly from our top 3 girls. Let's talk to our number 3 girl. Let me make sure these names are right. With over 2,940 points. Am I saying that right, Donna? Are you on the page? Okay.
Um,
Yes. Okay. 2,940 points. Number 3 this week is Lisa, and I'm thinking it's Shrek.
Shrek,
Shrek. All right.
Shrek.
Awesome. So let's spotlight her. Lisa, tell us about your week. What did you do? What are you the most excited about what you did this week?
Hi, thank you. Well, first, real quick, when you mentioned, how important it is to implement things that we've learned through these trainings. And so I'm pretty sure that I heard the mommy and me idea from this group. But anyway, so book some parties, and the mommy and me thing really took off. And I'm just doing it, mommy and me in spring. Mother's Day is just around the corner and things like that. So I got to book some parties. And then just showing up and staying involved in like social groups and things, and meeting people, having those conversations, and doing, stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. I From an event that I did, I got a new customer. She happens to be from out of state. She's from Texas, and we did a virtual facial, and it was awesome. And she placed a big order. So placing orders, that was the main thing. And then just thinking about, like I said, those groups, ladies at the gym, or your coworkers, friends who invited you to a party, and just having those conversations and showing up.
So good. And I want to just say that Lisa is spotlighting something we talked about last week, and that's part of when you register, you have the previous recordings, so you can jump back on there and check those recordings out so that you can understand what it is and the whole mommy and me concept. So you guys give it up for Lisa. Good job, girlfriend.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you. Congratulations. And I don't know, I'm just saying, girls that have short hair, we're different. We're different. Okay. All right, let's meet our runner-up to the queen this week. And she has in over, let me just look at my tracking sheet here, over 3,471 points. And that is Jenny Elkins. Jenny, tell us about your week. What did you do?
Hello, everybody. So I had to watch virtually last week and I was really sad. So, but I want to congratulate Lisa because she's my seminar roomie. Yay, Lisa. um, really, it's just I had been on the Boss Babe training before this and working my new area. And I really reached out this week to a lot of my customers to see what they needed for spring and orders and things like that. So just making sure my schedule is where I need to be, where making those phone calls, doing things that I like, or sorry, that I need to do. So just had somebody knock at my door. Sorry, guys. But also, I just lost my train of thought. The flexibility of being able to do this job wherever we had a family accident, nothing major serious, but I had to spend some time in town with my mother-in-law and things like that. And just being able to grab my stuff and go into town and work and do virtual and make phone calls was amazing. So just keep working your business no matter what it is. So
So good.
that's
Well, Jenny E, I know your sales director is super proud of you. Congratulations. And if for some reason the queen cannot fulfill her duties, this week we will call you because you are next in line.
okay. Talk to
All
your
right.
directors, girls.
All right, well, let's get excited to learn a little bit from our queen this week. She had, you guys, over 5,238 points, and I'm going to let her tell us what her week was like, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I'm noticing a trend with our top three. And so this beautiful gal, her name is what is it? Jennifer Virus. Is that right? Byers? Am I saying that
It's
wrong?
fires. It's fires. You're doing fine.
Buyers. All right, girl. We're so excited for you. Congratulations. You're our queenie. So tell us about your week.
So I continue to follow up with the mommy and me. Last week, that's kind of what propelled me was mommy and me group. So we're continuing to follow up with that. Also, Nicole had an event in St. Joe, and I really coached my customers who were coming. And I had four attendees at the event because in-person events, I work full time, are difficult. So I really coached them beforehand. I knew what they wanted. We got there, and then I had another in-person event on Thursday and had four other ladies who showed up. Great events. And we also did a bunch of bookings for senior Saturdays. So we're starting with seniors who are going off to college or going into the workforce. And so I have a lot of bookings for senior Saturdays coming up with them and their friends and their moms. They don't like to call it mommy and me. Mommy and me is more for, I started that with my granddaughter's age, which is like the 13-year-olds. So this is senior Saturdays. So they're going into the big girl world, right? And then sharing the pink sheets at the events and really working skincare. That's I'm learning myself on color, but I'm huge on skincare. So and that's kind of the big deal for me. So that's what I did.
All right. Well, Jennifer, we're proud of you. Congratulations for sharing. I
Thank
know
you.
if we haven't heard it enough already, everybody on here wants to know more about mommy and me. So, right, if you're trying to figure out what that is, it's obviously been productive for people. So,
Mhm.
I want to encourage you to always revisit those trainings. And here's my little tip that I see with these three gals that are at the top of the list. They're getting those additional 700 points for the 1+1+1. So make sure that you're tracking that you're, if you've got a facial and you have sales, that you're adding in that sharing appointment and you're really combining that so that you're getting those extra points. It sets you apart, those 700 points. Plus, you guys, faces take you places. And when these gals are seeing faces, you're talking about sales that are where are they? $1,100, $1,400, $500. So, look at how you can combine those things together so that you can maximize your effort and really shine when it comes to your points. And so, all right, well, we're excited. I'm excited to hear from someone who is so wise and so giving. And of course, we know this because she was Miss Go Give, but she's been Miss Go Give way, way before the company recognized her in March of last year's seminar. And I was privileged enough to sit in the audience and celebrate her, and of course, Jana and all my Mary Kay friends. And it's just, Donna, you're just such a gift. I mean, honestly, even to sales directors that maybe, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but many of us who you don't talk to often, that we're like, when's Donna's flyer coming out? And so we just appreciate you. It's a gift for my people, to be able to hear from you and on coaching today. And so we're excited, Donna, for you to tell us all the things we need to know this week on how to coach our parties and our facials.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so Linda gave me instructions and she said I was not allowed to talk about the good old days. And, like when we had to walk barefoot up the hill to school. Well, I've been in long enough that I used to walk up barefoot uphill to school. And we had the good old days in coaching. And there were three things. You coached a brand new hostess, you did telephone coaching, and then you did kitchen coaching. And that was what it was called. And I knew I had notes from this. I knew I had them, but I searched my computer, I searched my website, all this stuff, and I couldn't find them. And so luckily I had a Google search on my old Mary Kay website, and it was a Google search to search my website. And I put in coaching and all of it popped up, and it's never been on my website. It was a hidden file for a Pacesetter class I did years and years and years ago. So a lot of what I'm going to tell you is Jana, I don't know if this is true. If somebody could go over to YouTube and see if the streaming thing shows me or if it shows I'm seeing Allison, and I know my
I'll go
computer
look.
is recording it.
I'll go
So,
look. Do you,
okay.
I have you pinned, and Allison is not pinned. But Jenny Elkins, do you see Allison or Donna on the page?
Well, it's
I
my
see
computer.
Donna.
Yeah,
Me
but
too.
on my computer, it was now I'm talking and it's not going to me. It's going straight to Jana is what's showing. So I don't know it's okay. They don't need to see me on the thing. They can just hear me.
I'll
But
make
maybe
sure.
it's
I'll
working
go
over
make
on
sure.
YouTube.
Donna, you're showing up.
On
You are.
YouTube?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
well,
great.
you're on my screen.
I know I'm on your screen, but I didn't know if it was over on YouTube
Oh,
where it's
okay.
streaming but it doesn't matter. You'll just hear me and we'll just look at Teresa. That's who I'm seeing now. So Teresa, give me good feedback so that it's like I'm talking to somebody, okay? So anyway, back in the old days, we did not have email. We did not have text. We didn't have anything but a phone call. And when you lived in a small town like I did, everything local was just your prefix. So if I called 10 miles away, it was a long distance phone call. And so back in 1980, I had $300 and $400 phone bills and I was careful in every person I called because of the expense of phoning. And now there is absolutely no excuse not to do fabulous coaching because we have so many opportunities. We have text, we have the phone, you can pick it up and you can leave voicemail. We didn't have voicemail back then. You have Messenger, you have all the things, what we have. And so I'm gonna do old school because what Mary Kay taught us back in the day, and she was the one that taught us this stuff, is still pertinent today. We can tweak it a little bit, we can change it a little bit, we can make it easier because of all the tools, the technology that we have, but it's still the same concepts. So I'm just going to, first of all, I want to tell you that on your March Madness app, at the very bottom of it, or of the little buttons, there's one called Documents. And I've been posting the documents from each teacher. And so everything that I'm going to show and much more, because I'm not going to tell you everything, it's on the documents. And you can find it on my website, and I've given you the links to it. You can click the links that are on that March Madness app, and it'll take you straight to my Google file where I've got it all in there, and you can print out the documents, or you can do them online, and they have hot links and stuff like that. So everything is there. And so I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights in my 10 minutes that I've got to talk to you. And then you guys can, if you're going to have a party or a facial or virtual, we have so many ways we do business now, where before it was around the kitchen table. We did maybe a single facial or a double facial or a party with 3 or more, but it was always around the kitchen table or the dining room table. So everything that I'm going to share from old school can be put into the high-tech way we've got now, and just make it so easy for you. I'm going to give you a little bit of just a couple of little things, tips that I have. And I also promise not to make this too techy, but on the one of the documents, I have an example of a texting script. So if you kind of want a script, but it was the script that I made for the Waverly Way party, which is a little bit different than around the kitchen table party where they're actually trying the product. But you guys are smart, and you can take all this information and maybe use the example of the Waverly, how it's back and forth when you're texting. You don't want to send one long text that takes well, first, I think the texting limits you to so many characters in a text, but you don't want to have it so long that they just kind of blow it off. You want to get a conversation going. So it's a little short thing, and then you hear back, and then a little short thing, and you hear back. So there's an example of that and it's a link so you can see all of the, the back and forth that I did. But if you're coaching a hostess, when you want her to send a text to her guests, you don't want to say, hey, Susie, here's what I want you to say to your guest, blah, 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 blah. And that's one text. Then if she's going to use that, she has to copy it, and then she has to delete out all your instructions and all that. So what I always do is I'll say, I'm going to send you a text in just a second of what you can say to your guests. Just copy and paste it to all of your guests. And then I send the second text, which is already with all the words, that she doesn't have to change a thing. She just copies, pastes, copies, pastes, copies, pastes. Okay. So if there's a date and time in there, I put the date and time in there for her. I don't want her to have to edit anything. So that's one tip. The second one is you want to collect names of the guests. So when you're coaching a brand new hostess, back in the day, we had hostess packets. I don't really use hostess packets now. Now you still could, and I think you can still get hostess brochures from the company. But as long as she has the date and the time, then the rest of it can be done with texting. And so if you're closing with her a private consultation at a party and you booked her, if nothing else, write the date and time on her sales ticket that she's going to take home. And then, or have her get out her phone and put it in her calendar, something like that. But make sure you know the date and time, and then you can go home and you can follow up that evening or the next day or whatever by text. You want to think out your texting scripts so that you can actually have them maybe in messages in your phone, or I'm going to tell you about something else. I would like to collect the names and phone numbers of my guests if she will give them to me. That way I have that information and I can control the coaching with the guest and the pre-profiling. But if she won't, if she doesn't give them to you, or she's a little hesitant in doing that, then you do here's what I want you to say, send this. Here's what I want you to say, and then the text of what you send. Okay. To do all of that, I like to use a texting service. I use Project Broadcast, but the company, Mary Kay, also has one called Scipio. I think they do almost the same thing. I have Project Broadcast. It's less expensive than Scipio. Scipio's $25 a month. Project Broadcast, you can get it for $6 a month and then just pay for how much you use it with your little thing. So it's cheaper that way. And you can do so much with it. My consultants know that if they want my tech help, they have to use Project Broadcast because I don't use Scipio. All right. Then the other thing I like to do is use a Google form for pre-profiling. So if your hostess or you can send that link of your Google form that has all the questions you want to ask, then you will get that information back ahead of time. And I put on all this information, I have a link to my Google form so you can see what I have on there. And then I have a little video of how to make a Google form if you've never made one. They're free, they're wonderful. And then you can actually, open mine up on your phone, and then on your computer, you can just copy and paste, or you can type the same thing I have or whatever. So, or you can make your own. I've made a jillion forms over the years. All right. And the other thing I want to talk about before we get into the 3 types of coaching is a goodie bag. And this isn't exactly what I do for the goodie bag, but if you can see, it's a little velour bag or organza bag, and you put a sample of the hand cream, some candy, and then you attach your business card to it, tie your business card on here, but on the back of it, you put an Avery label, and you either type her name and print it off or just write her name. Now, why do you use an Avery label? Why not just write her name on the back of the business card? Well, what if she doesn't show up? If she doesn't show up, you just put somebody else's label over the top of it, and you aren't wasting one. You're not wasting a business card and having to redo it. So that's something. And why would you want to do a goodie bag? Because you can make it with her name on it, take a picture of it and say, hey, I've got your goodie bag ready. And it's got her name on it. And then you can use that goodie bag during your class and say, okay, at the end, who's ready to get their goodie bag? And they come with you for a private consultation. So it's a great way to get them over there. But that's part of coaching if you're going to use that idea. Okay, so let's go to coaching the new hostess. A lot of this now can be put into just your texting script. So you need to think out exactly what you want to do and then have it as a standard that you use all the time. Teresa, you are wonderful. I'm still looking at you, and she's just, yes, nodding to me, giving me encouragement. So you're wonderful. Okay. One of the first things that you do with coaching the new hostess is not only getting the date and time down, but you want to ask her for her guest list within 48 hours, because you want her to get started and not just put the thought of the party off and then she forgets about it. So if she's got people invited, she'll hold the party. It probably won't postpone. Okay, and then you want to encourage her to have outside orders. And this is one thing that has really helped a lot. Find out what she wants. What would she like to get? And you could just text her and say, tell me everything you would like to get for free. If money were no object, your friends bought up a storm, what would you like to get for free? Let's say I'm going to make my numbers easy, $100. Let's just say $100, but you wanted at least 100, if not more. Okay, so she wants $100 worth of free stuff. And so you take that number and you multiply it times 5. 100 times 5 is 500. That means in order to get $100 in free products, she has to have a $500 party with 2 bookings. And that's using Mary Kay's regular old hostess credit of 10% of sales, 15% if you have the sales plus 1 booking, 20% if there's 2 bookings. So we're assuming that she's got a $500 party with 2 bookings and she'll get $100 free. So maybe she wants $200 or $300. So she needs to, you tell her what she would have to have. The advantage of finding out what she wants and telling her this is now she, rather than having a party with her girlfriends from work that they're going to sit around and drink wine and just have a little girls' night out, and they're all broke like she is, She now thinks, ooh, I have to have a $500 party to get this $100 free. So maybe I better invite mom and grandma and Aunt Susie. They've got money. Okay. So I like to tell them how much she needs in order to get whatever for free. Okay. You want to know how many people she can seat comfortably. Now, I have done parties back when I was a terrible coacher. I have done parties where she assumed we would just do it on the coffee table and the trays would be there and everybody would sit on the floor. Or, well, I've got a couple of TV trays. You know, you want to find out how many she can sit. Does she have a table? If she doesn't have a table, I've done this before. She didn't have a table. She didn't have chairs. So I said, "Oh, no problem. I'll bring a table and chairs. I have a fold-up table. I can stick it in my trunk." And I did that. She forgot to tell me she was on the third floor of an apartment with no stairs. I lugged those things up and I lugged them back down. It was not fun, but you want to know ahead of time so that you're not stuck. Hopefully, she's got a great kitchen table and she can put 4 or 5 people. However many she can seat comfortably is how many she wants to invite. So if she can seat 6, she needs to invite 10. If she can seat 4, she needs to invite 8 because mumps, measles, and mother-in-laws, not everybody's going to come. And so she has to over invite. And other numbers are on those papers that I have for you. Okay, so we always had a little index card. And on this card, we would have coaching the new hostess. And so we would have these points. Number 1, what do you want to earn? Number 2, guest list in 48 hours. Number 3, outside orders. And then you always want to say to her, my hostesses always average a couple of $100 in outside orders. You want to plant the thought in her mind that a $25 order is not normal. I need to get 100 or 200. Excuse me. Invite 10 and 6 will come. It's reservation only. Dress casual. Keep refreshments simple. I'll be there, rain or shine. That's your little cheat sheet to cover all those points with her. Oh, and don't forget anything you give her. Don't forget your name and phone number and all, your lookbooks and all that. Back in the old days, I'm doing this again, Linda. Back in the old days when our names were in the yellow pages, sales directors, yellow pages, you don't know how many phone calls I got from women. I didn't know they were hostesses. And they said, I'm supposed to have a party tomorrow night and I can't do it. Could you tell my consultant? Who's your consultant? I don't know. Did she give you any literature? No, I don't have any, but I can't do it. So make sure that they didn't know her name. They didn't know the phone number. So make sure that your literature is stamped. And of course, if you're texting back and forth, you probably won't have that problem in this day and age. Okay. The next type of coaching is telephone coaching. And that would be the coaching that happens before the party, between booking her and holding the party. Let me see if there's anything that I have to cover. No, we've covered some of that stuff. So if you want the details, all the papers, are there. All right, the third coaching is kitchen coaching. Mary Kay called it kitchen coaching. Why? Because it's the coaching you do in the kitchen before the guests arrive, while you're setting up. And some of the things that you want to do on that is ask her to please come with you into the kitchen. Let's say somebody's there early, a guest, and they're visiting, and you're setting your trays up. You want to do this kitchen coaching. And so you can say to her, hey, Susie, could you come with me for a minute? I need to visit with you for a second. That tells the guest this is a private conversation. So you go into wherever the corner and you talk to her. You cover several things. How many are coming? That helps you know how many trays to set up. Because she may have said 5 are coming, but then she had 2 people call and say they couldn't come or whatever. Reminder of what she's earning and that she needs to be enthusiastic about the products. So I'll tell you, the first time I did this, first time I really coached, I wanted to be a director. And so I knew I had to learn how to do this correctly. And so I made my little index card with all my points on it. And I went down each one. I said to her, one of the things I said was, when it comes time at the end, when it's time to purchase, I want you to just say, everything that you would like to have. The more enthusiastic you are about the product, the more enthusiastic your friends will be. They'll believe you before they believe me. And so at the end, she said, "Oh my gosh, this stuff is wonderful. I'm buying it all. I'm going to get everything." And her mom was there and she goes, "Okay, I'm going to do that too." We had 4 people there. All 4 of them bought every single thing. I mean, whatever my set was at that time, they bought it all. I had never had a party that high ever in my life. And I go, maybe this coaching stuff really works. Okay. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, one of the last things you say on kitchen coaching is, Susie, who's coming today that you think might enjoy doing what I do? Pause, pause. What about you? I think you'd be great. It's like, remember the V8 commercial? So you say, who's coming today that you think might enjoy doing what I do? Teresa, what about you? I think you'd be great. And Teresa would say, oh, not me. Mostly, that's what they say, not me. And you say, well, that's okay, Teresa. Watch what I do tonight during the class and see if you can see yourself doing what I do. I think you'd be great, and we can talk about it after the class. That's the 4th point of the 4-point recruiting plan, which was Mary Kay's recruiting plan that she taught us. So you always do that at Kitchen Coaching. So on my little index card, and I had that stuck in my starter kit. So I had it every party I went to. Number 1, how many are coming? Number 2, what do you want to earn? Number 3, do you understand hostess credit? Question mark. Does she understand it? Question mark. 4, bookings. Has anybody told you that they'd be willing to have a party? Do I have any, has she gotten bookings for you? Because she understands she needs 2 bookings to get that $100 in free product. And so if she said, no, I don't have any bookings, but well, who do you think I should ask? Who do you think of those coming would be most willing? And you might, put a bug in their ear too. Okay, number 5, outside orders. Number 6, refreshments. Are you planning to have refreshments, Teresa? Okay, would you please just wait until after the party? Let's not, our table will be so cluttered, we can't eat and do at the same time. And while I'm visiting with each one of your friends at a private consultation, then you can serve refreshments to everybody else. Is that okay? All right. And then the business partner, the 4-point recruiting plan, that's number 7. And number 7 is we are business partners. I hope you, Teresa, make more money per hour in your free products than I make tonight. So we're business partners. And then, hey, who's coming? That's the recruiting number 8. All right, any questions?
This is Jana. And so if anybody is raising their hand, make sure you let me know. Donna, I love learning all of this stuff. This is so good. There's such meaty stuff in there.
Thank you.
Anyone want to comment, have questions?
Jenny.
Jenny. Okay, that last sentence. I hope you make more than I do tonight. I love that. And what a great recruiting sentence as well.
Mary Kay taught us that.
I
She
love
said,
it.
I hope you make more money per hour in your free hostess credits than I make as a consultant.
That's huge. I'm going to use it. I like it.
Can you say it one more time, Donna?
I hope you make more. We're business partners. And, you can even shake hands with her. We're business partners tonight. I hope you make more money per hour in free products than I make as a consultant. Lisa.
Yes, I shared it in the chat, but I guess I had never really thought about it as that we're coaching the hostess, and it's kind of like that duh moment, but aha moment. And I appreciate all of the different scenarios that you gave us and specific things that we can say. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. And it's all of the material, everything I covered is, and more is in the little, if you go down to the bottom of the app, it's right there and it takes you to it on the documents.
And Donna,
Allison? You're muted,
Okay,
Allison.
so some of us have been around a minute and we've heard a lot of this before, but one thing I haven't heard is coaching the hostess to say, now when we get time to like go ahead and do the sale, make sure you tell everybody all the things you're excited about getting. And so I like that because that's that piece, you guys, that if you have heard it before and you're like, oh yeah, I know, and then you're like, oh wait, that's the part that I can now weave into my class. So congratulations, Donna. You're now part of my skincare class.
Good.
hey,
Well,
hey,
thank you for,
Donna,
yes.
you did a fabulous job. And just remind us all that the things that Mary Kay taught us are still valid today.
Absolutely.
And I'm wondering how many of the consultants are going, ooh, there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to start doing.
Yes. Stephanie? Oh, oh, okay. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome job, Donna. I think I'm next, right? Great job. Don't you guys love how it was so intentional? Everything that she said was intentional about the people, who she's talking to, how she's communicating with them, how she gives the information. I just kept hearing like intentional, intentional, intentional. So I love that. Thank you guys too for sharing what your takeaways were. That was perfect. I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna close with am I the right part? Close with our quote. I like how Donna said right at the beginning too that it used to cost $300, $400 for phone bills, and back in the day, and we're just so blessed that we get to pick up the phone and do that. And our quote tonight kind of reminded me of that. Went around along with that. Our Bible verse tonight is from Isaiah 58:11. It says, "The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail." So sometimes things don't seem to be wonderful when they actually are. So blessed is the person who sees the promise when others only see the problem. This is one God thought card I actually keep in my wallet all the time, and just about how blessed we are at all the things. And when Donna said the phone bill, like, we're blessed for that. We're blessed to have this. Yes, Isaiah 58:11. Yes, we're so blessed to have this training. We're so blessed to have career conference this weekend. We're so blessed to have this business and go out and share this amazing blessing with everyone you can this week and always, and really just count the blessings that we have. So thank you guys. Remember to submit your points next week. We're excited to have you on here and get more people submitting their points. So thank you guys.
And remember, points close at noon on Monday. So you have all day all day Sunday and Monday morning.
Yay. Thank you all for being on. Have an amazing week. Go coach people.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.